In this video, we're going to look at the percent circle and circle graphs. It says here, we're going to first talk about the percent circle. It says a compass is a device for drawing circles. You can also use your geometry template to draw circles. Many of you guys throughout your career here have used a compass in order to draw circles, and some of you may have even used your geometry template as well. Notice here in the second paragraph it starts with, an arc is a piece of a circle. If you mark two points on a circle, these points and the point of the circle between them form an arc. For instance, take a look over here. Notice that an arc has 2 points and it's a piece of the circle. And a sector might be like this kind of pizza-looking piece that goes into the interior of the circle. Here on the third paragraph, let's begin reading. A sector is a wedge-shaped piece of a circle and its interior. A sector consists of 2 radii. So you have a radius here and a radius here, and those two together are 2 radii. One of the arcs determined by their endpoint, and the part of the interior of the circle bounded by the radii and their arc. So simply, all of that is saying is that right here is a sector. This is that wedge-shaped piece made up of 2 radii, a radius here and a radius here, and that arc. A circle graph is sometimes called a pie graph because it looks like a pie and has been cut into several pieces, right? Which makes me think of my grandma's pie, which hopefully I'm going to enjoy this weekend, okay? And it's cut up into pieces. Here the pieces represent 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Again, the more academic way to refer to it is the circle graph, but sometimes we call it the pie graph as well. When we deal with pie graphs or circle charts, we often use our percent circle, which is on our geometry template, in order to find out what percent of the circle graph each sector represents. So there's really 2 methods for measuring a circle graph using our percent circle, again, which is on our geometry templates. The first one would be to, right here, number 1, place the center of the percent circle over the center of the circle graph. Right, our center of our percent circle would go ahead and fall right onto the center of our circle graph. I think this is the most reliable way, this first method. Once the center of our percent circle is on our circle graph, we want to make sure that we rotate the template so that the 0% mark is aligned with one line segment of the sector that you are measuring. You'll notice that from the center, you've got 0% right up here at the very top of your percent circle. So for instance, if we wanted to measure 2nd grade, we would put the center of our percent circle on top, and then we would make sure that 0%, we would make sure that 0% is right here on one side of our sector. From there, we would simply just need to go right, however far, okay, until we ran into this 2nd radius. And that would give us a reading of what percent that sector filled of our entire circle. There is a second method, and I'm going to go ahead and teach it to you, even though I think it's not nearly as accurate as our first method. Similarly, our second method begins with placing the center of the percent circle over the center of the circle graph. Again, putting the center of our percent circle over the center of our circle graph right here. Next, we write down the percent reading for one side of the sector you are measuring. So, for instance, maybe our sector begins right here. And right here, we need to see that's at 20%. You can see the sector that we're interested in, which is right here. So one line, one radius of our sector is going to 20%. Next, we need to find the percent reading for the other side of the sector. So maybe our sector is going all the way over here, our radius is going right here, and we need to make sure that we note wherever that might be. Okay? And if that was at 20%, this looks to be right here at 45%. Once we found the percent reading for the other side, we're going to make sure that we then go find the difference. Right? And difference meaning the operation of subtraction. So then we'll need to subtract these two readings. So we'll take 45 minus 25 and get our percentage of this sector, which is simply 20%. In class, you guys are going to get plenty of practice measuring out circle graphs using your percent circle on your geometry template. I hope that you're feeling more comfortable about circle graphs and how to measure them using a percent circle. Good luck.